Hello. How you doing? It's Auntie Teresa, Tia Teresa, and of course, it's time for another Bible story. Last week, what did we talk about? We talked about the tower. You remember that tall tower the people were trying to build to reach up to God? God didn't like that. He didn't want them to build a tall tower because they were trying to get to heaven by themselves. But that means they were trying to do it without God. And that's not how you get there. So at the end of the story, we saw how the way back to heaven wasn't a staircase, it was a person. People needed a rescuer, not a building. So this week, there's a new story, Son of Laughter. Okay? Are you having a good week? You are? What did you do today? Or what did you do this week? Really? Very nice. Are you ready for a new story? Okay. Get your book. I have mine. Mine looks a little bit different because mine is in 2 languages and because it is falling apart. But yours should be very nice and well taken care of. Okay. Also, happy Martin Luther King Day. This week on Monday is Martin Luther King Day. And if you do not already have plans, do something to celebrate. If you want a story about Martin Luther King, let me know. Send me a message or a video. Sorry, there was a fly. And I can read you a story about Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a very important man to us. So, not as important as Jesus, but he loved Jesus and he did some very important things. Okay? Son of Laughter is the name of today's story. God's special promise to Abraham from Genesis 12 through 21. Years passed and things didn't get any better. People were still just as cruel and mean to each other, to one another. They still got sick and died. God's world was still full of tears. It was never meant to be like this. But God was getting ready to do something about it. He was going to make all the wrong things in the world right. And he was going to do it through a family. Abraham, God said, how many stars are there? God was about to tell his friend a wonderful secret. Let me see, Abraham said, rolling up his sleeves. But have you ever tried to count the stars? Then you know how hard it is. 993, 994, 997. Oh, no, wait. 1, 2. Of course, he kept losing count. Too many, he said. Here's the picture. You see the stars? Las estrellas? All right, turn the page. Guess what? God laughed. I will give you so many children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. You won't be able to count them either. Abraham couldn't help giggling at such a wonderful idea, but he stopped himself. How could he have a family? Don't be silly. He didn't have any children, let alone grandchildren. He wiped away a tear. Whew. Anyway, it was far too late for him to start having babies at his age. He was 99 years old. What could God mean? Abraham, God said, believe me. Then God told Abraham his secret rescue plan. Abraham, I will make your family very big, God promised, until one day your family will come to number more than even all the stars in the sky. Abraham looked up at the dark night sky, thick with stars. You will be my special family, my people, and through you, everyone on earth will be blessed. It was an incredible promise. God was going to rescue the world through Abraham's family. One of his great grandchildren would be the child, the promised one, the rescuer. But it's too wonderful, Abraham said. How can it be true? Is anything too good to be true? God asked. Is anything too wonderful for me? So, Abraham trusted what God said more than what his eyes could see, and he believed. Now, when Sarah heard God's promise, she just laughed to herself. But it wasn't a happy laugh. It had tears in it. She'd always wanted a baby. Could her dream come true? Could she really have a baby when she was 90 years old? No, of course not. Don't be silly. It was far too late. Sarah didn't believe God could do what he promised. She had forgotten that when God says something, it's as good as done. Of course, it was as easy for God to give her a baby son as it was for him to make all the stars in the sky. There's Abraham, in Spanish, Abraham, and Sarah. Sarah. Turn the page. Sure enough, 9 months later, just as God had promised, Sarah gave birth to a baby boy. They named him Isaac, which means son of laughter. And Sarah laughed, but this time it was a glorious, happy laugh. Her dream had come true. God would do as he promised. He would always look after Abraham's family, his special people. And one day, God would send another baby, a baby promised to a girl who didn't even have a husband. But this baby would bring laughter to the whole world. This baby would be everyone's dream come true. All these special babies. Did you know that you are special too? And you're somebody's baby. I'm somebody's baby too. But this baby, Isaac, in Spanish, Isaac. We have an Isaac who is listening to the video. His name meant son of laughter. God promised that Abraham and Sarah would have a baby. Look how old they are. They're kind of too old to be having babies, right? But there he is, just like God promised. Do you know who the other baby is? The one who's coming? We'll have to wait and see. Okay, I love you. Have a good week. Let me know what you think about this video. Feel free to like it and to comment or to send me a video. And also, let me know if you want to hear a story on Monday about Martin Luther King Jr. Okay? Love you. Bye-bye.